Thank you for tuning in and welcome to Aaron Painting. Today we're going to speed paint Necrons. I showcased Sleeping Bear's Necron army in Errant Update this week, and figured it was quite a good time to show how we get a ton of infantry done in very little time. Currently on my table I have 10 warriors, 5 lich guards, 5 praetorians and 5 death marks. But for the sake of this video we're just going to focus on these 5. But this is just to illustrate the point that 25 Necron infantry models is not an unrealistic goal to do in a day when you speed paint them like this. So the first thing we'll need to do, of course, is to prime them. I prefer to prime them black because that will give us a lot of free shadows. I'll go with the surface primer from Skill Color. Any black primer you have will, of course, suffice just fine. So, now that the primer has fully dried, the next thing we want to do with our little Necrons is take some gunmetal. This is the air version, so it won't need thinning. I will, though, just add a tiny bit of flow improver. So we're gonna grab some Nuln Oil just to reinforce the natural shadows, and this will be an all-over wash. With the Nuln Oil completely dry, we now have some really nice, deep, dark shadows. So highlight time, and for quick efficientness, we're gonna go with a dry brush of Necron Compound. And what I'm going for here is well, almost an overbrush. It is using a really big brush with quite a lot of streakiness to it, because there is still quite a bit of paint in there. And what I do is simply I dry brush, aiming above and then dragging downwards. Now I'll pick out the power coils and the small cables on the guns with a Kaldor Sky. Next up, I'll give the models an all-over wash of Dragonhof Nightshade, and that is all the blue, all the metal. With the Dragonhof Nightshade completely dry, they now have this nice blue metallic tint that I really like. Crits to Ronin for that idea. Now I'll take some blue horror, and the first thing I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna dry brush all the rods and power cables, and then after that I'll come in with a detail brush and paint in the eyes. And that's 25 Necrons done within a day. You might think that they sorely need contrast, and you're right. That's where the basing comes in, because the contrast of the mini does not have to be on the model itself. Also, you could add some squad markings or war paint to them to make them stand a bit more out. Also, the dark background right now don't do them any favors. I'm happy with them. I really like this paint scheme. I think it has a nice cold vibe that really looks good with the desert bases that they'll get, as seen on the rest of the army. And yeah, as said, you can easily give them some markings on the head to make them stand out. You can do that on some squads. Also, once they're among vehicles, they they can help build up the difference. But yeah, that is how this army has been painted. And tune in Friday, and we'll do the really easy desert base. I hope you found this useful. Please like and subscribe before you leave, and take care, and bye bye.